Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here tonight. This is an unusual venue for an event like this, but that makes it all the more special. My name is Clay Eels. I'm the Executive Director of the Southwest Seattle Historical Society, and we are proud to put this on tonight. You may know that we are headquartered at the birthplace of Seattle Log House Museum on Alki. And there is a certain inertia that happens when your home is way up at the other corner of the peninsula. And what we try to do is to push out into all reaches of our surface area to put on events. And this is a perfect example of this. We hope to do more here in White Center. And I want you to give a round of applause that if they were working tonight downtown, they could hear you at For Culture. For Culture is the one that makes this possible. As you may know, Wayne has been traveling all around, and his group have been traveling all over the Northwest this past week. And we are very fortunate to have him here tonight to do this special show for a native son of White Center. And we are here at the White Center Fieldhouse. How many of you, is this the first time you've ever been in this building? I suspected that to be the case for many of you.
So they're not on the youth basketball?
This is affectionately known as the White Center Fieldhouse. And back in the day, there used to be stage performances here. This was built in the 30s as part of a WPA, Works Progress Administration project during the Depression. But in more recent years, it's a basketball gym and a soccer gym. And so we're sort of turning the tables on it here tonight. And one of the big helpers here is the woman who has been the recreation manager here for 15 years. And another round of applause, she's right in the back of the room, Darlene Sellers. Please give her a hand. And now it's my privilege to introduce Wayne Horvitz to you. The format tonight, we are going to have a documentary film on Richard Hugo that is just shy of an hour. And then there will be an intermission, and then we will get the pièce de résistance. And Wayne, can you tell us a little more about this tonight? Please welcome Wayne Horvitz.
Thanks a lot. I'll try to make this brief. When this whole project came about, one of the things I wanted to do was to possibly do a concert in White Center, and there really isn't a performance venue, at least that I know of in White Center. I think there, anyway, I talked to Steve Moore, who's going to be here tonight, and Scarrick, some friends of mine who live here. In any event, I thought the idea of it being a free concert would be a great idea. So as first, but that doesn't mean I wanted to work for free. So I went to For Culture, and it was actually For Culture even before we put the grant in that said to talk to Clay. So I'd like to thank Clay very much for all his help. We met here, we talked about it, et cetera, et cetera. But having seen the film and having read about Hugo's childhood here, et cetera, it just seemed to be a nice idea. And it ended up being the last concert on the tour, which seemed to be particularly nice. I want to know how many people here live in White Center. Now we're talking, okay. And this, I'd like to say that, I mean, we were in Missoula, Montana to a much smaller crowd than this. Now, I know you're all cheapskates because it's free, you're here because it's free. But nevertheless, actually, in reality, that's not often the case. In fact, we were just talking about this at the taco truck. Often inexpensive and free concerts people don't go to. They go to the, you know, they think, oh, it must not be important. So I'm actually very heartened that all of you are here tonight. And I would suspect that some of the people are from White Center. I know a lot of people here know my music. And then there's probably a lot of people here who are from White Center who don't have any idea about my music. I hope you're pleasantly surprised. Stay open-minded and enjoy yourself. So we're going to start with the film. Then we're going to get the musicians on the set. We are going to play 2 sets with a brief intermission. The last thing I'd like to say is that when I did the For Culture application, at Clay's, it was his idea that something happened here tonight that didn't happen on any of the other concerts. So I invited 2 very dear friends of mine who both live in White Center, Steve Moore and Scarrick, to be guests on 2 small new compositions of mine, but nevertheless new compositions of mine that are sort of written in honor of this event. So thank you very much. Hey, thanks so much. Just to be clear, we are going to play 2 relatively short sets with a short intermission, just so get a chance to not sit in these chairs for too long. Thank you.
Chairs are good.
The Milltown Union Bar for Harold Herndon. You could love here, not the lovely goat in plexiglass, nor the elk shot in the middle of a joke, but honest drunks, crossed swords above the bar, 3 men hung in a bad painting, others riding off on the phony green horizon. The owner, fresh from orphan wars, loves too, but bad as you. He keeps improving things, but can't cut the bodies down. You need never leave. Money or a story brings you booze. The elk is grinning and the goat says, go so tenderly, you hear him through the glass. If you weep, deer heads weep. Sing and the orphanage announces plans for your release. A train goes by and ditches jump. You were nothing going in, and now you kiss your hand. When mills shut down, when the worst drunk says finally, I'm stone, 3 men still hang, painted badly, from a leafless tree. You, one of them, brains tied behind your back, swinging for your sin. Or you swing with goats and elk. Doors of orphanages finally swing out, and here you open in. to 10 sleep. Ho! The horses can water. We are miles ahead of schedule thanks to cool weather and a strong wind at our backs. Ahead are the mountains where we plan to build our city. Our bank will be solvent. Our church will serve all faiths. We will pass tough laws against fragmentation. Anyone threatening unity will be sent to the plains to wander forever. The plains have snakes and wolves, and much of the water is poison. Have the women make dinner. We camp here. Tomorrow we should be close to that forest, and the next day we will find our place to live as destined. Stop. It is farther than it seemed. No doubt an illusion created by light off high snow. Then the wind changed and discouraged the horses. They don't like wind full in their eyes all day. I urge you to stop this bickering. Remember, our city will be founded on mutual respect. I urge you to accept this necessary rationing of food. Above all, remember, every time you frown, the children see it. Several already have been crying and saying there will be no city. Wait, the mountains are never closer. What is this land? We lost too many last night in the storm, and those who remain are the worst, the ones we hesitated to take when we started back at the river. You remember? That town where we first formed, those saloons and loose women, let them grumble. We are going on. Indians know the right roots to eat, and there's water in cactus. Even if we fail, wasn't it worth the trip, leaving behind that corrupting music and all that sin? vixen. Light crawls timid over fields from some vague source behind the hills, too gray to be the sun. Any morning brings the same, a test of stamina, your capacity to live the long day out, paced by the hesitant river. No chance you might discover someone dead. Always you curse the limited goods in the store and your limited money. You learn to ignore the wind leak in your shack. On bad days in the bar, you drink until you are mayor. On neutral days, you hope the school is adequate, though you're no father and your wife left decades back when the train still ran. You look hours down the track, perhaps a freight, only the arrogant wind. You think the Browns are running, hitting bait. You have waited and waited for mail, a wedding invitation, a postcard from New York. You reread the book about red lovers one more time, pages torn and the cover gone. On good days, festive cars streak by. You laugh and wave. Sun on blacktop whirs like ancient arrows in the sky. Cattails flash alive the way they did when lightning told them, die. You catch the river in its flowing, never-frozen glide. The small, clear river jitters on to join the giant green one lumbering, a definite west, a lake released. Your heroes go home green. Bison on the range are reproducing bears. char. Not one board left. Only ash a cat explores, and shattered glass smoked black and strung about from the explosion, I believe, in the reports. The white school up for sale for years, most homes abandoned to the rocks of passing boys, the fire helped by wind that blew the neon out 6 years before, simply ended lots of ending. A damn shame. Now when the night chill of the lake gets in a trawler's bones, where can the trawler go for bad wine washed down frantically with beer? And when wise men are in style again, will one recount the 2-mile glide of cranes from dead pines, or the nameless yellow flowers thriving in the useless logs, or dots of light all night about the far end of the lake, the dawn arrival of the idiot with catfish, most of all, above the lake, the temple and our sanctuary there? Nothing dies as slowly as a scene. The dusty jukebox crackling through the cackle of a beard-up crone, wagered wine, sudden need to dance, these remain in the black debris. Although I know in time the lake will send wind black enough to blow it all away. No, he taught me all about the sky. Humphrey Bogart, High Sierra. I wanted it depressed. One dusty road and 2 cafes, both with health wanted signs. Where I ate, the waitress was too in love with the cook for things I wanted to say. The canal passed through town ripe green, and grain, I had to admit, grew assured. A dog slept fat on warm gravel. No trouble foreseen raising funds to build the new gym. I'd expected hurt, the small town kind everyone knows and ignores. A boy who tried and tried to leave home, sobbing his failure alone at the mirror back of the bar, still wearing his 39 letter sweater, still claiming the girl who moved to Great Falls will return. I wanted to honor him in this poem, to have the sky turn dark as I drove off, the town in my rearview mirror huddled with fear, white and black air. The drunk I saw seemed happy. I drove empty away. What if Fairfield sent signals to Mars and signals came back saying all weather is yours, no matter how vulgar? I imagine cruel sky left every bird orphaned. When I passed Freeze-Out Lake, I saw herons accepted that refuge as home. And I knew the water was green with sky, not poisoned green with resolve. Okay.
Sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, Missoula softball tournament. This summer, most friends out of town, and no wind playing flash and dazzle in the cottonwoods. Music of the Clark Fork stale. I've gone back to the old ways of defeat, the softball field. Familiar dust and thud, pitcher winging drops and rises, and wives, the beautiful wives in the stands, basic ewes screeching runners home, infants unattended in the dirt. A long triple sails into right center, 2 men on, shouts from the dugout, go Ron, go! Life is better run from. Distance to the fence, both foul lines and dead center is displayed. I try to steal the tricky manager's science. Is hit and run the pulling of the ear? The ump gives pitchers too much low inside. Injustice, fraud, ancient problems focus in the heat. Bad hop on routine grounder. Close play missed by the team you want to win. Players from the first game, high on beer, ride players in the field. Their laughter falls short of the wall. Under lights, the moths are momentary stars, and wives, the beautiful wives in the stands, now take the interest they once feigned. Oh, long ago, their marriage just begun. Years of helping husbands feel important, just begun. The scrimping, the anger brought home evenings from degrading jobs. This poem goes out to them. Is steel of home the touching of the heart? Last pitch, a soft fly, a can of corn, the players say. Routine, like mornings, like the week. They shake hands on the mound. Nice grab on that shot to left. Good game, good game. Dust rotates in their headlight beams. The wives, the beautiful wives, are with their men. warm milk at 15,000 and the swamp across the freeway blinding white. No theory to explain the lack of saint, torn tapestry. Pews seem built for pygmies, and a drunk once damned mosquitoes from the pulpit, raging red with Bible and imagined plague. Their spirits buoyed, pioneers left running for the nothing certain nowhere west, somewhere, say where Ritzville is. They would remember these crass pillars lovely, and a moving sermon they had never heard. More's bad here than just the sky. The valley we came in on, Mullen, Wallace, jokes about the whores, Kellogg, and without salvation, Smelterville. A stream so slate with crap the name pollutes the world. Man will die again to do this to his soul. And over the next hill he never crosses, promises, love, grass, a white cathedral, glandular revival, and a new trout, 3 tall dorsal fins. We exit from the mission blind. The haze still hangs, amplifying glare, until 2 centuries of immigrants in tears seem natural as rain. The hex is on. The freeway covers arrows, and the swamp a spear with feathers meaning stop. This dry, pale day, cars below crawl thirsty. 500 miles to go before the nation quits.
Done this on 9 nights in a row, or I guess we had 1 night off. We've done it, and this is our 10th gig. And normally we'd stop here for intermission, but tonight's a special night. Tribute to White Center, 2 White Center residents. Though Steve just confessed to me he just moved about a quarter of a mile outside of White Center. But we're going to forgive him. We're going to keep the narrative White Center, and we're going to play this one piece, and then we'll take our break. There are CDs for sale over here in this corner. They're 1 for 15, and as the holiday shopping season begins, or began about 6 months ago, the 2 for 25, and that's it. And then the next set will be a little briefer than the first set. We've been rehearsing this for months, which is why people are asking what we're doing. Thank you, Mr. Rapp. We're going to start the second set featuring the formerly known as the White Center Horns, now known as the South Seattle Horns. And then we're going to do the rest of the pieces from Some Places Are Forever Afternoon. And then that's it. There was one more thing. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. It's Peggy Lee on the cello. On the bassoon. Richard Hugo on the drums. Tim Young on the electric guitar. Francis McHugh on the reading. That she's been tremendously helpful to me in this whole project, helping me get in touch with people, knowing so much about Hugo and just a source of inspiration and comfort at times. Ron Miles on the trumpet. And our special guest, Steve Moore and Skerritt.
The only bar in Dixon. Home, home, I knew it entering. Green, cheap plaster, and the stores across the street toward the river failed. One Indian depressed on Thunderbird, another buying Thunderbird to go. This air is fat with gangsters, I imagine, on the run. If they ran here, they would be running from imaginary cars. No one cares about the wanted posters in the brand new concrete block PO. This is home because some people go to Perma and come back from Perma saying Perma is no fun. To revive, you take 382 to Hot Springs, your life savings ready for a choice of bars, your hotel glamorous with neon up the hill. Is home because the Jocko dies into the Flathead. Home because the Flathead goes home, north-northwest. I want home full of grim permission. You can go as out of business here as Rivers or the railroad station. I knew it entering. 5 bourbons and I'm in some other home. degrees of gray in Phillipsburg. You might come here Sunday on a whim. Say your life broke down. The last good kiss you had was years ago. You walk these streets laid out by the insane, past hotels that didn't last, bars that did, the tortured try of local drivers to accelerate their lives. Only churches are kept up. The jail turned 70 this year. The only prisoner is always in, not knowing what he's done. The principle supporting business now is rage. Hatred of the various grays the mountain sends, hatred of the mill, the silver bill repeal, the best-liked girls who leave each year for Butte. One good restaurant and bars can't wipe the boredom out. The 1907 boom, 8 going silver mines, a dance floor built on springs. All memory resolves itself in gaze. In panoramic green, you know the cattle eat, or 2 stacks high above the town, 2 dead kilns, the huge mill in collapse for 50 years that won't fall finally down. Isn't this your life? That ancient kiss still burning out your eyes? Isn't this defeat so accurate the church bell simply seems a pure announcement, ring and no one comes? Don't empty houses ring? Are magnesium and scorn sufficient to support a town? Not just Phillipsburg, but towns of towering blondes, good jazz, and booze the world will never let you have until the town you came from dies inside? Say no to yourself. The old man, 20 when the jail was built, still laughs although his lips collapse. Someday soon, he says, I'll go to sleep and not wake up. You tell him no, you're talking to yourself. The car that brought you here still runs. The money you buy lunch with, no matter where it's mined, is silver, and the girl who serves your food is slender, and her red hair lights the wall. loves you, open. Deer drink close to the road and magpies spray from your car. Miles from any town, your radio comes in strong. Unlikely Mozart from Belgrade, rock and roll from Butte. Whatever the next number, you want to hear it. Never has your Buick found this forward a gear. Even the tuna salad in Reed Point is good. Towns arrive ahead of imagined schedule. Absaroki at 1 or arrive so late, Silesia at 9, you recreate the day. Where did you stop along the road and have fun? Was there a runaway horse? Did you park at that house, the one alone in a void of grain, white with green trim and red fence, where you know you lived once? You remembered the ringing creek, the soft brown forms of far-off bison. You must have stayed hours, then drove on. In the motel, you know you'd never seen it before. Tomorrow will open again, the sky wide as the mouth of a wild girl. Friable clouds you lose yourself to. You are lost in miles of land without people, without one fear of being found. In the dash of rabbits, soar of antelope, swirl, merge, and clatter of streams. river. The shade of Pigeon Hill across the bulges in the concrete crawls on reeds in a short field. Pools appear, and the violence of young men after cod. The crackpot chapel, with a sign erased by rain, returned before to calm and a mossed roof. A dim wind blows the roses growing where they please. Lawns are wild and lots are undefined, as if the payment made in cash were counted then and there. These names on boxes will return with salmon money in the fall, come jump down the cinder arrow of a trail, past the store of poppage, sawdust piles and the sawmill bombing air with optimistic sparks, blinding gravel pits and the brickyard baking, to wives who taught themselves the casual thirst of many summers, wet in heat and taken by the sea. Some places are forever afternoon. Across the road and a short field, there is the river, split and yellow, and this far down, affected by the tide.